juice to finish this, to do this.
Yeah, if you got it plugged in, it should work.
No, I'm not worried about the power. I'm worried about like the space.
Well, yeah, that's another question.
That's been my issue.
Yeah, I had a problem with my phone. That's why I was asking, is because apparently it was something with Apple where like, because I was constantly getting something that was like, you've run out of space. And so I would go and delete things. I mean, I would go and delete a lot of things. And it was like filling back up the next day. And I was like, how is this possible? Like a couple of times I deleted like a few emails or a couple pictures, some videos, because that takes up a lot of space. But then all of a sudden, within less time and less things that I was actually doing, it just kept doing that. And so I took it to Apple and they were like, well, it's because the system that's doing all this is actually corrupting all of your data. And so it keeps eating all this data because it's corrupted, and it's just like this whole vicious circle. And I was like, so what the hell do I do? They were like, we have to do a factory reset. Okay.
Yeah. I get a lot of videos from like my kids, but usually that stuff gets backed up to the cloud. So I'm trying to be mindful of just moving stuff off, and so it's not taking up space on my little bit of little hard drive.
Yep. That's what I had to do.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, how are you? How are you doing today? And yeah, where would you like to go today as far as supervision? What would you like to talk about?
Good question. I'm trying to think. Something that's just been on my mind. Trying to think, like, Barb's been great to work with.
Mm-hmm.
I really like her.
Yeah.
Yesterday I had some conversation with her where she pushed back a little bit. She's not afraid to push back, which is interesting.
Nope.
But like I said something about like having good visits, and she was the one that sort of sparked that question of like, well, what makes it good? I was like, I don't know. And I started thinking about that, and we had a good sort of talk about it. She was like, well, what makes you the judge of that? And I'm like,
sorry, say that one more time.
She said, what makes you the judge of that?
Okay.
And I was like, well, I don't think I'm the judge of our visits, but I think I am a co-participant in visits, and I think it's okay for me to have an opinion as much as I think it's okay for them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, we had some really good conversation, but yeah, she's been, she really has been great, and she's very reflective, and yeah, I think I'm gonna enjoy working with her.
Yeah, you've had, what, about 3-4 weeks now, something like that, so. I think when I was pairing people up, I was thinking that you would benefit a lot from working with her. I only knew you a little bit, but I knew Barb a lot, and I think there's a lot of wisdom there, and yeah, she's really good. Like, I've seen her stand her ground and stuff, and she just has lots of questions, right? She's very curious, and also, analytical in some ways too. So she just sees things from maybe a different angle, and
I could definitely see that. Last night was fun though, because I got to close up with her down at switchboard and all that, and so it was kind of fun to watch them take out the little chimes and everything. And I was like, I had a moment where I was watching and I was like, oh my god, this is like we're trying to reinvent radio down here or something. I'm like, this is different than what we do here at Sisters. So that was kind of funny. It was kind of getting the vibe for that and watching it. I was like, oh yeah, this is very different.
Yeah. Did you ring the chimes, or did she ring the chimes?
No, Judy did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was right there, like ready to go, and I was just like, I feel like Judy's trying to be oh my god, I wanted to be that when I was younger. What is it called? Spacing on it. The people who like do sound sort of stuff. I'm suddenly spacing on what you call that. I know what it is, but I'm like, I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't think of it either. I've rung. No, you know what? I've opened and closed a few times, and I'll admit I've never rung the chimes.
Oh, okay. Well, they were very intentional about like doing all that stuff. I was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Maybe it wasn't my style. Yeah. But people like it there. I don't know. People like almost associate it with prayer. You know, the closing of a prayer
I can
or
see
an opening
that.
of a prayer.
I can see that.
At Mercy. So anytime I go do it, I'll let the switchboard person do it.
That works.
Yeah.
I like having another person who can worry about that, but yeah, it was kind of wild. And actually, she used a prayer that's very similar to the one I normally do when I like close out at the end of the night. So I was like, oh, sweet.
Yeah. So how are things at? Obviously, I'm seeing you a bit at Mercy, but like, you know, just how are you acclimating to?
Acclimating.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Try it one more time, man.
Acclimating to Mercy.
There we go.
Can we get there?
I knew you could do it.
Yeah.
But no, things have been good. It's been interesting because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, how do you like it over here? How's it comparatively? And I'm like, they're just different animals. But it is interesting to me, like having so many more chaplains over there at Mercy, and understandably why. It's a much bigger hospital. But also, like, there's several more of us within the same age range that it sort of feels like a little bit more being around your peers in ways that I'm almost not used to right now, or at least in any other environments I'm currently working in here in Buffalo, because when I go to the church, I'm usually one of the youngest people in the room. When I am even at clergy conference here in Buffalo, I'm one of like 4 or 5, possibly 6. Like, and I mean, and there's a huge gap between like some of the next person, like, I mean, people are like almost on the end of retirement or already in retirement age. And that's like out of 35 people. So, I mean, it's a room with like not as many like people our age. And so it's been interesting, like being around like what feels more like peers, and just hearing like more people's stories in that regard. And it's felt more similar to my own, or it's felt somewhat different, or maybe a different track, but it's definitely been very different than like when I talked with Jeff and Cindy, who are both much older. And so, yeah, like even hearing about Jeremy getting ready to go on paternity leave and things like that, I'm like, oh man, there's all kinds of questions I would like to ask you about if that becomes a thing for like me and my wife. Where like I feel like if I went to Cindy, she'd probably be the person I'd go to and ask a lot of those questions. She'd be like, oh, well, some people do this, and it's more of a mothering sort of relationship that I feel like she would have, which is just different than being able to go to someone who feels more like your peer.
Sure.
So.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, having like those kind of like having those like age connections, you know, that generational connection you have. Yeah, that's significant. I experienced some of that when I started. I was always the youngest for the longest time.
I can see that.
I still tell a lot of times I'm younger than most.
Yeah, most. Yeah, no, I think in our larger circles, that's definitely for sure. But yeah, right over there at Mercy, it doesn't feel quite like that right now. So.
Yeah, it's got a good mix. Like it's kind of a blend of, you know, second career, you know, older, a little bit older, and then you have, you know, a mix of people who are around our age, who are, you know, mid-30s, early 40s, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's kind of a good blend, good mix. So.
No, I think so. So that's been nice. Tonight I'm supposed to do my first on-call over there, and so I was just thinking about, because of where I live in location of Mercy and like getting there, I think it might be easier for me to spend the night at the hospital.
Oh, okay.
So I was thinking I might just do that, just because I can get up the next morning, start my shift after I take a shot. I can actually sleep in, which to me is actually a little different because I've not been able to sleep in due to the track over there. So I was like, yeah, I'm okay with that actually.
Okay, so have you worked that out with Barb? And
yeah, she showed me where the room was and all that other stuff, and I was like, all right. I was like, I can make this work.
Okay, all right. Yeah, yeah. Have you done on call for sisters?
Yeah, many times.
Okay, so this wouldn't be your
Which
first
ironically,
time.
I haven't actually gotten a call while I've been on call at sisters.
Yeah.
Not that I'm opposed to it, but just the only like 2 times I was supposed to have gotten a call, the person in switchboard I think messed up, and I'm not just saying like these are 2 different people that messed up things. One person, I was actually working at the hospital, was about to close out, and they had called Jeff to come in. And when Jeff got there, he saw me, and I was about to go on call. So for all intents and purposes, I should have been the chaplain called in to whatever the heck was going on. because I was already at the hospital and I was about to go on call. So that just made the most sense. But the person who was reading it, when she was reading the on-call list of chaplains, she seemed to interpret it to be that the person who was on at one time to the next day was on the entire next day, as opposed to like having a day chaplain come in to relieve them and then take everything from there. So she just completely misread that, and we brought that to her attention, and she was like, well, that's not what I was taught. And so it's like, well, it's a huge difference. You need to know.
Yeah.
So that didn't work out. And then another person who I know down there just was calling the wrong phone number. She kept calling the pager number here at the hospital and not calling like the number that was actually supposed to go to my phone. So, but every time I was like, making sure, like I was diligently making sure that like my sleep alarm wasn't going to be problematic or any of that other stuff, because normally when you have like that focus or do not disturb thing on your phone, like it can block out all those kind of numbers. So I'd make sure to add, like, just like I did last night, I made sure to add Mercy's phone number on there in case I get a call. So I was like, here's the switchboard.
Yeah.
Trying to do all that.
Yeah, and then sometimes you'll get a call from the nursing supervisor's phone, like their duty phone, and so that will look like a different number. So just be,
Turn it off.
I would just recommend, keep your ringer on, and, just keep your ringer on, and be as alert as you can be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I, like I said, I was on call last night, and it was the first time I was actually on call in a while, and I had to kind of remind myself of the routine to put myself in, and it takes a little adjusting, but you'll be fine. You'll do it. You've got the skills.
I'm sure it'll be fine. It's sort of that. I mean, I haven't done them. Like, I actually haven't responded. I guess that's what I mean to say is I actually haven't had to respond to an on-call in a long time. But it's that waking up, sort of like you were talking about, like going to sleep with like one ear open. So. Yeah.
Are you? Did Barb kind of give you a rundown of like how to kind of triage if it's
a little bit? I remember like we only respond, because I did ask her. I was like, "What is the procedure here?" And like only responding mostly to imminent death or death. But like a lot of other things like that can pretty much like, can this wait for the next day sort of situations. Yeah. So trying to make sure like, is this worth me coming in, or is this like an actual like family's here, patient is dying, or extubation?
Yeah, and like stuff like that, and if like there's some type of like major distress that the person might be in, because they just got the news that their son died or something like that. That might be a thing that would warrant coming and checking in, right? Yeah. So if you can kind of just triage that, kind of make sure you just recognize the level of need, go to it, or say, can this person receive communion? Well, it is, you can gently say, there are no Eucharistic ministers at this time. This has happened to me.
I'm sure.
And say, like, gently say, unfortunately, there's no Eucharistic ministers right now, but we'll make sure that they're on the communion list for tomorrow, and they'll be in the morning. So stuff like that, Yeah. One of the big things is asking for a priest to be anointed, or
asking a priest to come be anointed.
Yeah, asking for a priest to come and do an anointing. Remember to maybe walk them through Epic, to be able to drag the cursor over the code bar.
Yeah, on the storyboard to make sure that they can see if they have been anointed or not.
See if they've already been anointed or not. Sometimes it just depends on the time of the night. We do have a list of priests you could try to call if you want to.
I think Mark helped me find that it's Patrick that should be on for tomorrow or tonight.
Oh, that's right, because he's no longer on call on, what is it, Tuesday nights.
I was gonna say Tuesday and Wednesday, or Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday nights. For a while it was Wednesdays and Thursday nights, but now he switched it. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's so you'll have him available. That's good.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah, I've exclusively done Wednesday nights, and
for that reason.
No, like I've exclusively done Wednesday nights, so I don't have a priest always at my disposal.
Oh gosh.
call me a problem solver, I have always kind of relished the trying to figure it out on the fly. That's me.
Hey.
Yeah, because in some situations you don't always have, you're not going to be able to get what you're looking for, and all you can do is offer the best you can offer, which is yourself, and your prayers and intentions and kindness and whatnot. Yeah, it came more when I was there for a while. We had all these issues with a priest, like with our priest, and when he would come in, when he wouldn't come in, so it made it feel very uncertain. Like, do I call him? Do I not call him? Like, so I think I got to a point where I was like, well, I'm not gonna call him because I don't want that uncertainty. So, so I learned to figure it out.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. Be present, be kind, So anyway, okay. Well, hey, I hope you're able to get a little bit of rest. I hear it's not the quietest, so just beware.
That part doesn't bother me as much.
Yeah. If you have like a sound machine or something, I might.
Oh yeah.
Maybe bring a sound machine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Can easily do that.
That ambient noise helps me fall asleep every night.
Yeah. My wife and I got, because apparently I snore, so never bothered me before, but like once we started living together, all of a sudden she was like, it can be really loud sometimes, and so we got a sound machine that just kind of do like a fan sound, and so after we got that, she was getting like fantastic night's sleep, and I was kind of doing the same, so it was great.
Yeah. You guys gotta you gotta figure out your sleeping rhythm that helps, so you both can feel rested.
Yeah. Well, I think what I've done in the past is when I've been here at Sisters, like we have a guest room, and I was always like, I'm just going to go to the guest room so that I'm not getting up and waking her up, and I just had like a change of clothes and everything ready to go there, and just be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, good on you for willing to stay there. Yeah, that's a thing that I would never have been willing to do.
Well, it's why I've always been like doing on calls here, and why I'm jumping on the schedule to do something here. I'm like, 7 minutes from here, I can sleep in my own damn bed, or my guest bed. Both are great. So it is like, well, if I have to be over there at Mercy the next morning, I just would be saving time and avoiding traffic. I'm okay with that. So.
All right, yeah. Hey, I'm not gonna discourage you from that at all. You feel that's best situates yourself to offer care if there's need, and then obviously be responsible for your shift
Sheets
next
and
day.
everything,
Yeah, the next day. I get it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Is there anything else top of mind you were looking to discuss today? Or through your reflection, by the way.
Yeah.
I thought this was really nice and really insightful. Was there anything though you were?
Not that I can think of. Everything seems to be going really well. Yeah, I like to. I'm really loving the Thursdays. They've been great.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that here in your reflection. I'm glad. I'm really glad because honestly, I don't think I really had this kind of stuff built into my CP time.
No, I don't think so either.
I wish there was.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think I was expecting more like the Tuesday schedule, and there's something about the Thursday schedule that's kind of a nice sort of break in things. At least there's flexibility within it that feels like, oh, I can do this, or I can kind of move things back, or so. I don't know. I've really enjoyed that. Yeah, and I like the sacred time at the very beginning, so that's been great.
Yeah. How did you feel about doing the consultation thing this morning?
I thought that was good. I mean, are we going to do that on a regular basis, or is that going to be just like?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yes, we are going to do that on a regular basis.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to ask weekly because I can see where that changes, but no, I think that's good. And yeah, I liked it. There's something about the structure to it that I think is helpful. So I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was first kind of endeavor into that aspect of group work. So I think the fact that we've had several weeks now of IPR and verbatims, there's a little bit of a basis, right? You know, we gotta you got some established relationships with Coco and with Father Sylvester. So hopefully, right, like it feels a little more organic, not quite as like, what do? We don't know each other, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I like the idea that it's also more self-care centered, right? And like me personally, I really like sitting in silence for a little bit.
Oh, I did not mind it when Coco was like, silence. I want silence. It was like 5 minutes. You were like 8, and I was like, why the hell not? It's great with me.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you. Hopefully, was the feedback useful for you today, or you did theological hot topic?
Yeah, I did. Theological.
I felt like it was a little bit of a combo.
Yeah, a little bit of a combo. Like, I mean, I didn't really know where to go with it because I was like, well, maybe it could be feedback, maybe it could be this. I was like, okay. But I was like, I don't know. I don't mind trying to make it a little more theological in that way because, yeah. And I don't know if maybe we could have gone a little more into that, or at least I think you're about to get into that until time ran out. But yeah, because from Sylvester, I think I got more of like the conversational aspect of it. But I was like, okay, that's helpful too.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. So that'll be the Thursday group unless something changes and like I think in a couple weeks we have our spiritual care retreat. We're gonna do like a mid-unit retreat. So that will be on Thursday.
Okay.
So we'll keep you posted for all that stuff. So
I don't have any vacation or anything I'm taking. So.
Yeah, it will all be built into the day, so it's not like you have to do anything extra.
Yeah.
Okay, so no extra time. It's all built into the structure of the day. And please forgive me. So
you're good, man.
So I wanted to ask you, your Cosmati, your Garfield riding in the waves. What's the symbol represent? I was curious.
Yeah, I don't know. I just just feeling good about how everything's going so far. Like everything seems to be working. I really wish I could have found like somebody awkwardly riding a wave, but I couldn't find anything. I found a lot of, I think, AI sort of stuff. I was like, no, this is not what I'm looking for. But yeah, I had a conversation with a woman. Actually, I guess a couple people yesterday who all identified as like cat people. I don't think of myself as a cat person necessarily, but I have always been a huge Garfield fan, and so I don't know. I was like, I like that.
Yeah. Garfield riding a wave. Yeah. I was a big Garfield fan myself growing up. Comics, and I watched a lot of
the cartoons. Yeah, my wife and I will occasionally get annoyed with our cat, and we always have an ongoing joke that we're going to put in her box and mail her to Abu Dhabi.
That's great. Have you ever seen the commercial? I think it's a fairly newer commercial. I think it's like John Arbuckle at the the vet. I can't remember what they were advertising, and they were asking about like it might be a pet food commercial. Like you feed your cat lasagna.
That makes perfect sense. I think that should be a vet visit.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. I'll have to see if I can find it. I'll see if I can send it to you.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see that.
But yeah, I think it's probably a cat food commercial. I think. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you ever watch the movies? I never did.
I've caught parts of the movies. Not really my thing.
Yeah, I didn't have any interest in it, but there was I did love the. I think it was a holler back in Zombieland when they had Bill Murray in there, and he was like shot by accident, and they go, "Mr. Murray, do you have anything you want to tell us? Any regrets whatsoever?" And he's like, "Yes, Garfield," because he voiced for Garfield.
He voiced for Garfield, yes. That's funny. I did see Zombieland, and I vaguely remember that scene. That's a pretty funny scene.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man. Yeah. So okay. So obviously you're feeling comfortable there, and your things feel like they're kind of you're settling in, and okay.
Yeah, definitely settling into the groove of things. So.
Yeah. As far as like your learning goals, what are you observing in terms of your engagement, and what is Barb being helpful with in terms of maybe accomplishing some of those things?
Yeah, no, Barb is, you know, and I don't have any issue with it. I'm pretty open and transparent about things. Barb's asked if I could, you know, I gave her my goals. She's been asking if I could maybe consider also including her in like my verbatims to kind of share with and reflect upon. I don't have any issue with that really. So I think she's been kind of helping me with some of that. And then also, the only thing that's just problematic is like, yeah, I'm still wondering how we're gonna look at palliative care, like if I'm gonna go to any of those trainings or meetings or any of those things that come up. But maybe at mid-unit,
Yeah.
make a pivot.
When does Sisters do their palliative
I
care?
think they also do it on Thursdays. Cause I went to one with Jeff one time.
Yeah. It's a tough goal for if it with the Thursday and Tuesday commitments. Yeah. I think one of the big things would be to, if there is things that do come up, you know, a request to be a part of that, right? A conversation, a palliative care family meeting or an ethics meeting. If
Yeah.
these things do arise in your time there.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I tapped Kathy's shoulder the other day just because, like I was telling you, I was going through when I went with that one patient that I did a verbatim on this past week and realized palliative care had come up just because she put a consult in. And I was like, I don't know how she did that. Like, did she go see this person? So I went to her and kind of asked about like what she's doing with all that. And so she kind of explained to me what she did. She was like, you should really come to the meetings on Thursdays. And I was like, I would love to, but that's part of my problem right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's
just an unfortunate timing thing. Right?
Yeah, it's the timing. Because even like the residents here, right? Because they're got the same time commitments essentially for classes, so they would be missing out on similar things. So difference being is they have one location that they've been here for multiple months, so there might be some of these other kind of committees and connections that they can make, you know, throughout the course of the week. So, but it sounds like things are progressing, right? Where you may be one of the residents sometime soon, right?
Yeah. So as far as I know,
you got an acceptance letter, didn't you?
I got an acceptance letter. The only problem I'm having is like virtually, I'm trying to get on there and like do the accept part, but nothing's letting me do that.
Oh.
I'm under the impression on the HR person's end, he's like, yeah, that's all you have to do, and I'm on my end being like, well, it won't let me click on it.
Yeah, I would reach out to them again.
Yeah, I mean, I sent him an email and he was just kind of repeating the same steps again, and I was like, so I may need to show Brian real quick and be like, can you call them and maybe say this is what he's looking at?
So it's an acceptance letter that you got via through Catholic Health email?
Yeah.
Okay. And
well, no, I got it. Well, yeah, kind of through the Catholic Health email, but then it takes you to employee space, and there's a thing there, and the guy Daniel walked me through everything and said, "Yeah, you go to this and this and this." I found it in a slightly different place, but I found it in the application process, and it shows view offer, and so I'm looking at offer, and so basically I either accept or decline it, but it won't like let me click on either of those two things. It shows that should be options, but.
Yeah, I guess I'd have to see it. I feel like I did something similar in the past year or so, because I had to for this position I had to reapply. I had to apply for it essentially, and then I got a new job offer. I had to go through that thing. So it feels like that sounds right to me.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just wondering what's blocking you.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, it looks like I should just be able to press on it, but it won't let me press on it.
Oh, okay.
So it's there. I mean, he's right. That's all I should have to do.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it being like, well, do you know a computer tech who can maybe open that up for me or something? Because like, it's not letting me.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to, maybe someone like Brian can help, and we can, get it taken care of, so.
Yeah.
If not, I just keep badgering them until they figure it out. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I mean, good.
Jumping into that.
I think I feel good. I'm excited to, I think, just finish the next unit and get that get done with that. It is interesting to jump in with like the residents, especially after they've gone so long with each other, and try to like, I don't know, try to meld into that group some. Although I guess because I've had some relationship with them, like that seems possible.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is kind of awkward. Like I think the projects and when all those things are due and trying to get some of that done.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes sense for me to be even working on that now since that's when they're doing it.
Yeah, so it sounded like in our group on Tuesday, you're already was it thinking about it or agreed to work with Wakas?
Yeah, agreed to work with Wakas so that he's not having to do that whole project by himself, but also because I have to have a project, I believe, done by the time I get to all that. So I'm able to at least jump onto his, but I want to put in as much participation as I can with the work that he's done.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Heard anything like it?
No, not research wise. Like I feel like there's some things I should probably like whatever the training is for that, and I don't know if that's a thing, but I might need to go through some of that.
There's some literature that they were given at the beginning. Nelson Grimm, he is the chair of our advisory committee, and he that's what he does. He's big with research. So he had a lot of information that he gave to the residents. Maybe there's an opportunity to connect you with him. He's very giving. So again, I mean, it's a conversation you and Brian can have, or you, me, and Brian can have, so we can get you going with that. So, because it sounds like you're going to start working with him.
I think as soon as he needs, because he's I think in July, so next month.
Yeah, so it sounds like you're jumping right in with it. So, yeah, so if we can help you kind of get your get as much footing as you can for it. I think that's important, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember when Brian like was floating the idea by me, he was like, "Would you have any trouble like working with him on this?" I was like, "Absolutely not. Like that sounds like we need to know answers about things like that." So I was like, "I'm on board to kind of see like how that works out and what can be done and what can I do with it." So.
Okay. Yeah, and also the prospects of being a resident, probably having a little income coming in would be
very helpful.
Very welcome, huh?
Very helpful right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we're. I want that for you.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do, even though they don't know all of it's happening. I think some people are like, "Well, it just worked out for him really well." So.
No, I think the timing. It's weird, but the timing is, I'm sure, welcomed, right? With the cost of everything, and also you'd be close to home again. So, I think Brian and I had a conversation about perhaps switching up your clinical assignment back to sisters at some point.
I didn't know if that was still gonna happen or if that was.
We had talked about it. Again, I'd like to have a wider conversation with you, myself, and Brian. I would still remain with you in this capacity throughout the unit.
Yeah.
But we're thinking about maybe having you switch over to sisters at some point.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's like mid-June or early July to kind of, just kind of help ease you back into the sisters.
Yeah.
Ecosystem. Plus, you also work per diem here, and so then we'd have to let Barb know and
yeah, of course,
and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I had any say, really, I think I'd maybe lean towards the July if we did that. Just because I think doing kind of 2 placements is fine, but I would like to finish out at least till the end of the month.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll have a more extended conversation about it. I don't want to like just sit on it and not do anything with it, but yeah, we want to make sure everything is in alignment, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
so it should be fine. So
okay, that's fine. And also if staying at Mercy is better, like I get it.
Yeah, well one of the reasons I thought Mercy would be good for you is just because of just your level of CPE and the opportunities there. There's, as you have already identified, there's a lot going on there, and I think that's always a really good place, a really good hospital to learn at. because you get exposed to so many things.
I have sort of wondered, like, why the CPE program wasn't over there.
I think it just happens to be where it was founded, and
Mm-hmm.
there's this connection to sisters, so it's just kind of the historical connection
Yeah,
here.
which I get too. But yeah, there was a part of me that was like, there's a lot more over here.
Yeah, there really is. But it's
Yeah. Also, the gym over there.
Yeah, compared to I actually have never been to the gym here, so I don't know, but yeah, the gym there is really nice.
Yeah, the gym there is really nice. The one here is not. It does not look anything like that. It is maybe a fourth, barely, of what they have there.
Wow.
That's why I was like, Barbara showed me what it was, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? This thing is. I would be coming here."
I know. If I had more like time either at the front end or the back end of my day, I would totally use the gym there.
I was saying, I'd be worried though, like on the front end, because I feel like that's when all the doctors and like other people would be in there using the gym, and like you'd just be like waiting on machines left and right. That's what I fear. I'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, it's right down the hall, right, from your sleeping quarters. Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah.
Well, Lawrence, is there anything else you want to talk about today, and anything on your mind?
Not that I can think of. Nothing in particular.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I would just encourage you keep working through those goals, and I would just also say, specifically those palliative care ones. Some of that stuff might be in your control and out of your control.
Yeah. And that's why I'm like, it may be out of my control, and if I do, then I'm fine with mid-unit, maybe considering another goal that I could do instead.
Yeah. You can always readjust it to something more specific to direct patient care with palliative care. That you don't necessarily have to be at a meeting for.
Yeah.
Right. So when you're there on a Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, taking a survey of like what's the palliative list, and who could benefit from a visit, comfort care patient. I should get you connected with Beth Calaruso. She's the nurse practitioner who kind of oversees the palliative stuff right now, while we're waiting for a provider. Have you been introduced to her yet?
I don't think her. I'm trying to remember. There's one here, and I'm trying to remember her name. Is it Lauren or Linda?
I always forget. Yeah, that might be something Barb and I can help you out with. Get you introduced to her, and just so she can be informed as to who you are and maybe what your learning goals are. She probably would give you some time just if you had questions.
That'd be good too.
Yeah. So maybe if you wanted to readjust the learning goal a little bit, where it's more patient care based, right? Just because you can't control when meetings are, and maybe having some contact with some of the palliative care providers could supplement that.
Yeah.
As learning for you.
No, that makes a lot of sense to me. So, because in the how that I sent you, I think I was just like, well, try to attend a meeting. If I can't do that, look at some like articles, books, things I can do at least to get some things for that. But I think actually like meeting with people.
Okay. Yeah, I'll write a note and we'll see if we can get you connected.
All right, that sounds great.
I'm not there tomorrow because of my schedule, but I'll send Barb a note. If Barb can't do it, I can do it on Monday.
Yeah, it does make me wonder, what do your Fridays look like then, if I can ask?
Oh, I just hang out, just chill.
Good.
No. It's writing. I do a lot of writing. I do reading. Now that I'm doing this, there's different obligations that I gotta attend to, in terms of documentation I have to complete. Every Monday I have a community of practice, which is an online gathering where you present on the things you're working on, get consultation. That's it.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah, it's nice to build it into my schedule. So.
Yeah. Well, I saw on the schedule that you were off on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays for CPE stuff, and like as soon as you said Friday, I was like, yeah, what do you do on your Friday? Like, I know what your Tuesdays and Thursdays look like, but I'm now curious.
Mhm.
It's got to be the stuff you're doing educator-wise for yourself.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the day where I read, write, reflect. So
Cool.
that's the general goal.
The hope.
Whether I accomplish it, it all depends. Depends on the day.
Nice.
So, all right. Well, yeah. Is there anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Well, we can end a little bit early. How about that?
All right. Sounds fine to me.
All right, sir. Thank
All
you.
right. See if I can meet with Brian real quick if he's available.